everyone, welcome to this video on Infosys hiring. In this particular video, as you can see, we'll be discussing how you can get these easy 10 marks. So we would be starting with puzzle solving section of the Infosys aptitude paper. Now, let me just give you a brief idea of, if you're not aware about it already, that what are these segments. So if we talk about the paper, it comprises of these many segments. How many sections? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now as you can see, the respective number of questions and the duration in minute is given to you. So in reasoning ability, you have 15 questions and you are given 25 minutes for it, sectional timing. Then you have the 10 questions based on reasoning as well as QA, quantitative aptitude, both are mixed here, and you get 35 minutes. Next is verbal ability, 20 question asked, 20 minutes. Pseudo codes, 5 questions, 10 minutes. And the next one is puzzle solving, which is what we are going to discuss extensively in this particular video. So you are given 4 questions and you are given 10 minutes, and you can score these 10 easy marks as well, because these 4 questions are divided as 2 marks, 2 marks and 3 marks and 3 marks, which makes 10 easy marks. Let's see if these are easy or difficult or moderate to crack. You decide based on the end of the video. Okay, starting with the first question that we have. This will give you an idea of how the questions are. Also, we have taken almost all the previously asked question. So if you do this, you get a rough idea of actual questions that are being asked in the Infosys hiring. Okay, starting with this series. We have to find the value of the missing numbers 1 and 2. What can come here? And if you see, these are all alphabets. Now, if I try to just go down A to C, then E, then G, and then we have I. So A is 1, then 3, then 5, then 7, then this is 9. So it must be 11. And what is the code for 11? It is K. Now next is 13, 15, 17, and 19, 21. It should be 23, which is K and W. So that should be the correct answer here. It's an easy one. So if a question like this would fetch you 2 marks out of the 10 marks. It's an easy one to crack, right? Do we all agree? Yes or no? So in place of 1, it should be K, and in place of 2, it should be a W. And if we put these 2 values, we have a sequence here, which is followed this way. Alright, moving forward. Next one. We need to find the value of this question mark. और यहाँ पे मेरे पास numbers हैं. Numbers के साथ साथ we also have alphabets with me. Let's see what can be done here. Okay. So whenever you are given alphanumeric series, try to put the values of numbers in place of alphabets. So if I replace F with the actual code for F, which is 6, so I'd be writing it as 6. Now, in place of X, I can write it as 24. In place of U, I can write it as 21. Okay, having replaced the values, let's see what is the logic here. How can you go from 2 to 6? Can you go from 2 to 6 by any sequence? Yes, it's 3 times. Okay, what about 8 and 24? It is again 3 times. 7 and 21? It is again 3 times. So now we have a common pattern. So 5 into 3 is 15. And what is the code for 15? O. How can you remember these codes? With the help of a simple word, which is EJOTY. EJOTY. And if you remember this, you get the multiples of 5. Think of it. E is at the 5th position, Y is at the 25th position, and similarly J, O and T are 10th, 15th and 20th position. Now we have 15th, so it should be replaced with alphabet. The code is O. So O is the correct answer here. This is how you should be doing it. Alright. Some sort of reasoning, some sort of analogy, some sort of connection must be going on throughout the patterns. Alright. Next one. What do we have? We have 26, 28, 30 and 32. So if you look row wise, we have an increment of 2. Now, second row, let's see what is the increment. 33 and 37 we get plus 4. 37 and 41 we get again plus 4. So what could be the possible value for x? Minus 4 from 33 we get 29. Do we have 29 as one of the options? Yes, we do have as B and C. Okay. Next, 32 row 3, 32, 38, 6. 38 and 44, 6, 44 and 56, so plus 6. Now, without even looking at the next one, I can say it should be a gap of plus 8 if we are following this logic. Let's see. Okay, yes, it's a gap of 8. So going back 8 or adding 8 from here, 35 plus 8 is 43. So we get the x and y values as 29 and 43, which is there in option number B. Clear? I hope you're following this. These were on the easier end. So if you would be getting these questions, these are all the 3 that we have done. These are all of 2 marks. These are all 2 marks question because the logic is pretty simple to crack, right? Just by looking at it, you can get to the logic. So those questions would be there. Yes, agree, because these are all actual questions. So this would be of 2 marks. Moving forward. 24, 81, 17. Then you have 4 question mark 10, 48, 243 and 85. Can we find a connection row wise? Just look at it. Is there a pattern in which you can connect these 3 elements? And whatever the pattern is, it should be common in the next row and the third row as well. That is how we build on the logic, right? So let's see and tell me if you find the logic. Can you find it? Okay, let's start with the next one. Do we have a logic? It's difficult to crack, right? Okay. What about if we go row, not row, instead of row, if we go column wise? 24 and 48, these are just 2 times. So starting with column, what we can do? Take out this one and this one. So 48 divided by 24, what do we have? The result is 2, and taking the double of it, taking the double of the result, we get the middle number. Yes or no? Which is 4. If this is our pattern, see, understand, if this is our logic, if this is my logic, then it should be common for column 2 and column 3 as well. So let me use the same logic in common number or column number 3, starting with this one. So 85 divided by 17, we get the value as 5. Taking the double of it, it becomes 10. Do we have the middle number as 10? Yes, absolutely yes. So this logic can be used to find the value for the missing element in column number 2. So we know the drill. 243 divided by 81, we get the value as 3. Take the double, that is your answer for the middle value, 6. Do we have 6 as one of the options? It's right there in option number D. So you mark D and move forward. I hope you're following it up to now. Okay, moving forward. Next one, what do we have? 21, 14, 53. Then you have 33, 43, 67, 28, 13 and question mark. What you can do is, you can pause this video as of now and just think on this question. Try to find the logic yourself. This is how you build on a particular topic. Do it. Try to do it on your own. Alright? With every new question, try to pause the video and do it on your own. Alright? Let's just start with our solution now. Can I see a pattern row wise, column wise? Okay, what if I go row wise? Let's say I try to move row wise. Adding these two, what do I have? What is the number? So the sum value is 35. Now what is the reverse of this? 53, and that is my last number. We have a pattern here, we have a connection here, we have a logic here. We don't have a connection as of now, we have a logic. Let's see if this logic applies to the second row as well. If it follows for the second row, then that should be following for the third row as well. Simple. Okay, let's use it in row number 2. 33, 43. 33 and 43, add them up, we get 76. What is the reverse of 76? 67. Do we have 67 as the third member? Yes. Now we have a pattern. So quickly tell me what is the answer here. 28 plus 13, we get it as 41. Taking the reverse, it is 14. You have to be careful here not to mark 41. 41 is wrong. 14 is correct. Not the sum, but the reverse of the number. So 14 should come here. Okay, moving on. This would be a 3-mark question wherein the logic is a bit difficult to crack at first glance. Alright, moving forward. Alright, next one. Again, I told you this, right? Whenever you are given alphabets, try to write down the respective number codes. So for G, it is 7. X, it is 24. H is 8. B, 2. V, 22. C, 3. E is 5, question mark 5. Now, can we have a connection here? Now you see, with the help of numbers, it's a bit easier to visualize or analyze. With the help of variables or alphabets, it's a bit difficult because we are very good with numbers. We are very frequently with numbers. We are using numbers very frequently. We are not good with alphabets. It's always advisable whenever, in case of let's say number series or alphabet series questions as well. If you are given an alphabet series question, try to convert it into a number series question and then proceed with the question. Alright, what do we have here? Okay, if I try to go column wise, if I try and move column wise, do we have a pattern? Just think on it till I draw the rows and columns. Column 1, column 2, column 3. Okay, if I take these two difference, what do I have? The next one. Okay, if I take the difference here, we have 5 and that is right there. So if I take the difference, it is 2. So 2 should come here, and by 2 I mean B. Option A. Clear? How easy it is once we are done with the conversion part of it. Alright, moving forward. Next one, give it a try. You know the drill, pause the video and give it a try. Then we can talk about this. Okay. So we have these numbers moving row wise. Do we have a pattern? Let's see. Okay. 65 and 53, 56, then 91 and 83. These are very near terms, 65 and 56. What is the difference between these two? So if I talk about their difference, so it is 65 minus 56, which is 9. Now, into 9 is what we have as the middle number. Yes or no? 81. Let's repeat the pattern for row 2. 91 and 83. Take their difference. 8. Take 9 times of 8. Similarly, as we have taken previously 2 times. So this could be 9 times. 8 into 9 is 72. Do we have 72? Yes. Now let's start with the next one. R3, we have 47 minus what? So I'm taking it as y. This should be whatever the value is multiplied with 9. This should give me 99, the middle number. Just think of it. What could be multiplied with 9 to get to the value of 99? It should be 11. And 47 minus what should give you 11? A value which should be lesser than 47. So it is 36. See, the first column numbers are always greater. 65 is greater than 56. 91 is greater than 83. 47 should be greater than 36. Alright. That is how we'll mark it as 36 and we'll get to the value of the missing element. Moving forward, I feel you are following these questions and you are trying this on your own as well. Okay. Next one. See, we have 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then 28, 5 and question mark. Pause the video and try to do it on your own. Alright. Now, see this. You are given a number as 28 and then you are given 1 and 3. It's single digit number, then you have two digit numbers. Always a case of squares or cubes. Something like that. How can you go from these two numbers to this particular number? Think of it by taking the squares or cubes. If you take square of 2 or even cube of 2, it won't affect your answer, so it is always 1. So if I take 3 cube, just think of it. If I take this here 3 cube, it is 27 plus 1. We get 28. Okay, column wise. Column 2, so if we have taken here cubes, this should also be cube. So 1 cube is 1 plus 2 is 3. So we are requiring 5. So we have to take the square here. So 1 square, it won't affect. So square, cube and the resultant. Add them up. See this. It is 1. 2 square is 4. 4 plus 1 is the middle value, that is 5. Now, 2 cube and 4 square. How much is this value? 4 square is 16. 2 cube is 8. It is 24. Option B fits in. So square, cubes, and with the help of certain values, you can easily get to the solutions. Moving forward. Next up, what do we have? 4, 9, 3, 7, question mark 1, and then you have 2, 5, and 5. Give it a try, pause the video, give it a try to do it on your own. Alright, let's see what can be done here. If I try to move row wise, there are certain, see the logic could be as vague as anything, but the only pointer that you should be keeping in mind, that is, whatever the logic is, that should be common or uniform throughout. So if you are finding two logics, go by the one which is more uniform. Alright, which is pretty uniform throughout the rows or columns, whichever you are going with. Now, 4, 9 and 3, what can be done? So starting with, let's say, the first and the last number. If I take their product, 4 into 3 minus, so product minus last number, that is 3, will give me the middle number. Can we use this extensively? Let's say first case it followed, right? 4 into 3 is 12. 12 minus 3, what do we have? Is 9. Okay, let's try and use this in the next case. 2 into 5, 10 minus 5, we get the value as 5, which is the middle number. So it must be 7 into 1 minus the last number, which is 1. So we get it as 7 minus 1, which is 6. So in place of question mark, it should be 6. Do we have it 6? Yes, it's right there in option number B. Please keep this logic in mind, because see, with every new question, the logic might change or might not change, but the values may change. Try to acquire as many logic as possible and practice as many questions as you can. This is the only way in which you can build this particular topic. Alright, moving forward. Next one, what do we have? 51, 64, 235, 71, 61, and then we have 3, 4, and 5. These are lower elements. These are high value elements. What can be done here? Can we add these two and get to 235? No. 3 plus 4, 9. No. 71. Okay. If I try and move column wise. See, one idea is 3 and 51. 51 is a multiple of 3. 64 is also a multiple of 4. That is one logic. So if I try to take the division here, 51 divided by 3. What do we have? We have the value as 17. What is the number? 17. Now take the reverse of this. 71. That is the middle number. This was column number 1. Let's repeat this for column number 2. So 64 divided by 4. 64 divided by 4, it is 16. Taking the reverse, it would be 61. That should be the middle value. Yes, it follows, which means this could be my logic. Alright. Column number 3, what do we have? 235 divided by 5. 4 times, 7 times. Taking the reverse of 47, it is 74. Do we have 74 as one of the options? Yes, it is the first option. So that is my answer. 74 seems to be the correct one. Okay, moving forward. 589, 646, 329, blank, 157. And if you look at the answers, these are all single digit number. But these are 3-digit number. One of the logic here is always if the center value is a single digit number, most of the cases it is the summation and then the difference or the addition. I'll explain this. Let's say we move row wise. Take the sum of digits 5, 8, 9. How much is the sum? 8 plus 5 is 13, 13 plus 9 is 22. Okay, take the sum of digits here. 6 plus 4, 10 plus 6, 16. How can you go from 22 and 16 to 6? By taking the difference. So 22 minus 16 is 6, which is the middle value. Yes or no? Let's move in row 2. What do we have here? 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 9 is 14. 7 plus 6 is 13. How much is the difference? Difference seems to be 1. That is 14 minus 13. It's 1. Option C. Keep the logic in mind. If 3-digit number, single digit number, this could be one of the cases. Alright, moving forward. With the next question we have 2, 6, 32, 4, 3, 31. Okay. Somewhere down the line, it is obvious that since these two are smaller values and then we have a larger value, we could be going row wise. Connection could be row wise. That is one part that we are certain about. Somewhere down the line. That yes, it could be the logic that we can use. Now, let's see what can be done. How can you go from 2, 6 to 32? Okay. If we start row wise and take the multiplication of these two. So 2 into 6 is 12. Now take the double of it. We get 24. Right? Now let's just add all the other elements. So adding 2 plus 6, we get the last one. 24 plus 6 plus 2 is 32. Again, I'll repeat the logic. Pay attention. 4 into 3, taking the product of these two first. 4 into 3 is 12. Take the double of 12, which is 24. Now let's just add the previous elements 4 and 3. 24 plus 4 is 28 plus 3 is 31. Now if we use the same logic, what do we have? 5 into 3 is 15. 5 into 3 is 15. Taking the double, what do we have? 30. Now let's add the previous one, 5 and 3. So we have 35 plus 3 is 38. So what should be this number? This should be 38. Option A seems to fit in. Yes, it's a tough one to crack. I agree on this part. But these are 3 mark questions. Just keep in mind how many types of connections could be there. Hardly 50 types, max to max. So practice questions on these type. These are just easier to crack once you practice this. Now, if you follow these questions, just do this question once or twice, you will have an idea of how things are moving about, and then practice other questions. Trust me on this, you will find it easier to crack. Also, certain tips for number series, for alphabet series, and an extension of number and alphabet, which is this one, which is inserting the missing character. Remember the squares and cubes. It's of utmost importance that you remember the squares and cubes. Very important. Because a question might be a slight deviation from the actual cubes or number series. Alright? Moving to the next question. Okay. Let's say if we have a question like this, what can be done, on what grounds I can think to crack this? Finding the missing element, if you are given something like this, here is our missing element, x. This is what we need to find out. Okay. What can be done? 16 and 25 and the resultant is 14. How can you go from 16, 25 to 14? If you take the difference, no. What can be done? Let's take the sum. So 6 plus 1 is 7. 2 plus 5 is 7. How can you go from 7 to 14? Addition. Okay. Now, 2 plus 5 is 7. 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 plus 7 is 16. Again, we have these values by the additions. Okay. 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 plus 9 is 22. So the logic seems to fit in. Okay, let's move forward with it. 6 plus 4 is 10 and 13, it is 23. Yes, the logic seems to clearly fit in, but let's check below one. 14, so it is 5. 1 plus 6 is 7, so it is again the same logic. Let's check quickly. So we have 2 plus 2, 4. 2 plus 3, 5. Add them up, it is 9. Now, 1 plus 6 is 7 and 2 plus 2 is 4. Add them up, what do you have? You have it as 11, and that should be the value of x. Alright? Again, yes, we have to think on these grounds. We have to apply certain logic. I agree, these are a bit difficult to crack, but trust me on this. If you practice ample amount of questions, the logics are not so many. There are limited logics. You can easily crack once you are in a knack of solving these questions. Alright, next one. Alright, so take it as homework. Comment the correct answer in the comment box. Out of the 4 options, what do you think would come in place of the question mark? Alright, see you all in the next video. There are certain logical reasoning videos updated on the channel. Do check them. Also, there are certain Infosys paper as well. Check out all those questions, all those videos as well. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless you all. See you all in the next video.